Have you ever wondered why the world map looks the way it does today? Hmm? Hmm? Welcome to Mind Map Board, where history comes alive, ideas connect, and the world becomes easier to understand. Subscribe now and let's explore the world's greatest stories together here on Mind Map Board. 3,000 years ago, most of the countries we know didn't even exist. Entire civilizations appeared, expanded across continents, and then disappeared without a trace. Over the next few minutes, we'll travel through 5,000 years of history. The borders we know now are only the latest chapter. Our journey starts around 3000 BC. People live in small farming communities scattered across the world. In Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the world's first cities are growing. Meanwhile, the Indus Valley is preparing to become one of the largest civilizations on Earth. But that's not the whole story. Most of the planet is still covered by countless tribes, villages, and kingdoms that leave few written records. By 2900 BC, Egypt is becoming more organized under powerful pharaohs. Huge construction projects begin, writing develops, trade expands, cities become larger than ever before. The surprising part is that these early civilizations don't stay isolated. Ideas, metals, crops, and inventions begin traveling hundreds of miles, and that changes everything. By 2500 BC, massive cities fill the Indus Valley. Egypt builds monuments that still stand today. In Mesopotamia, across Europe, farming spreads farther north. People continue settling new regions. But the world is still mostly a patchwork of small societies. Around 2200 BC, climate disasters strike several major civilizations. Long droughts weaken powerful kingdoms. Trade slows. Some cities collapse completely. Here's where it gets interesting. History doesn't move in a straight line. Sometimes civilizations grow, sometimes they disappear. Then entirely new powers rise from the ruins. By 2000 BC, Babylon begins rising in Mesopotamia. New kingdoms appear across the Middle East. Horse-drawn chariots spread rapidly, making armies faster than ever before. The map becomes more connected and more competitive. Every century brings new alliances, new wars, and new borders. By 1800 BC, trade networks stretch across thousands of miles. Tin from one region combines with copper from another to create bronze. This new metal transforms farming, tools, and warfare. The stronger civilizations expand. The weaker ones vanish. Around 1500 BC, the Hittites dominate Anatolia. Ancient Egypt reaches the height of its power. The Shang dynasty rules much of northern China. Civilization is no longer limited to one corner of the world. Several major centers of power now shape history at the same time. But that balance won't last. Around 1200 BC comes one of history's greatest mysteries. Many great Bronze Age civilizations suddenly collapse, cities burn, trade disappears, empires fall. Even today, historians still debate exactly why, and that changed everything. The survivors enter a new age. Iron replaces bronze. New kingdoms rise from the chaos. By 1000 BC, Israel emerges in the Middle East. The Phoenicians dominate Mediterranean trade, the Aegean Sea. Meanwhile, powerful kingdoms grow in China. The pace of history is speeding up. By 800 BC, the Assyrian Empire builds one of history's first true superpowers. Its armies conquer vast territories using advanced military organization. The map changes faster than ever before. But every empire faces the same problem. The larger it grows, the harder it becomes to control. By 600 BC, the Neo-Babylonian Empire briefly dominates Mesopotamia. Soon afterward, an even larger power appears. The Persian Empire expands from Egypt to India. For the first time, one empire controls millions of people across 3 continents. Here's where it gets fascinating. The idea of ruling enormous multinational empires becomes the new model. Future conquerors will try to do the same. Then comes one young king who changes history forever. In the 300s BC, Alexander the Great defeats Persia in just a few years. His empire stretches from Greece to India. Although it falls apart after his death, Greek culture spreads across the known world. Knowledge, science, and philosophy travel farther than ever before. By 200 BC, Rome is rising in the west. China unites under powerful dynasties in the east. 2 giant civilizations grow on opposite sides of Asia. Neither realizes how influential the other will become. By the 1st century AD, the Roman Empire dominates the Mediterranean. The Han Dynasty rules China. Trade routes connect Europe, Africa, and Asia through the Silk Road. Goods, religions, inventions, and diseases all travel together. The world is becoming increasingly connected. But that's not the whole story. Empires eventually weaken, internal conflicts grow, outside invasions increase. The Western Roman Empire begins collapsing. Germanic kingdoms replace Roman rule across Europe. Meanwhile, powerful civilizations continue thriving elsewhere. History never truly stops. Islam spreads rapidly across the Middle East, North Africa, and beyond. Within just a few empires emerge. Science, mathematics, medicine, and trade flourish. Meanwhile, powerful kingdoms expand across Africa, India, Southeast Asia, and China. By 1000 AD, Europe is divided into many kingdoms. The Byzantine Empire survives in the east. The Song dynasty leads China. The Vikings explore distant lands. The world is becoming increasingly interconnected. Then comes another dramatic turning point. During the 1200s, the Mongols sweep across Asia. They create the largest continuous land empire in history. For a brief moment, one empire links east and west like never before. Trade increases dramatically. Ideas spread rapidly. But after the Mongol Empire fragments, new powers emerge. By 1400 AD, the Ottoman Empire begins expanding. European kingdoms grow stronger. China launches enormous treasure fleets across the Indian Ocean. The stage is set for a global transformation. Then everything changes. Around 1500 AD, European explorers cross the Atlantic. They reach the Americas. Maps expand dramatically as continents become connected through regular ocean voyages. The surprising part is that these voyages reshape every continent. New crops spread worldwide. Diseases devastate native populations. Empires compete across oceans instead of only across land. By 1700 AD, Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, and the Netherlands, Russia expands across Siberia. The Qing dynasty rules China. The Ottoman Empire, the world map is becoming truly global. During the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution changes everything again. Factories produce more goods, steamships and railways shrink distances. European empires conquer vast territories in Africa and Asia. The amount of land controlled by a few countries reaches astonishing levels. But history is about to speed up even more. The 20th century begins with enormous colonial empires. Then 2 world wars completely redraw the map. Old empires collapse, new nations appear, borders shift across Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. The Cold War divides much of the world into competing alliances. Finally, many colonies gain independence. Dozens of new countries join the global map. By the end of the 20th century, the Soviet Union dissolves. 15 new independent nations emerge almost overnight. The political map changes once again. Today, nearly every piece of land belongs to an internationally recognized country. Yet the map continues evolving. Borders are still disputed, seek recognition. Political alliances rise and fall. History hasn't stopped, and that's the biggest lesson of all. The world map was never permanent. Every border tells a story of migration, trade, conflict, cooperation, and human ambition. The map we see today is simply one snapshot in a journey that has lasted thousands of years. And 100 years from now, it may look different once again. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more amazing history and educational videos. We'll see you in the next adventure. Goodbye!